Half a day, everybody, and welcome to Pigskin Pickems for Week 4 in the NFL. Chris Malafunction Barnett, Jason Salas, Andy Wheeler, and Dave Delgado, and we have spent the week, let's just say, under the weather. But we are here at Chili's now. We are very, very excited about the week ahead. And guys, let's start with the game of the Giants and Redskins. And Andy, you had a lot of time on your back this week, nursing a really bad flu and everything like that. But of course, you broke down this game and everything. What happened to the Redskins?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think that you usually wouldn't expect the Giants defense to step up the way it did earlier on in the season. They just haven't really been there, and Kirk Cousins has been playing well. So I thought that they're at home. I think they're gonna, do a good job airing it out a little bit. Of course, Alfred Morris is gonna have a big game, but then the Giants defense stepped up, and then I think it just rattled Kirk Cousins. And then he just interception after interception, mistake after mistake. So then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, and Dave,
so the Giants really stepped up.
Yeah, Dave, you can take like a really good quarterback, and if you throw the kinds of interceptions that he was and everything like that, it makes it really hard to get on the board.
Well, first off, I was telling Andy it was Kirk Cousins getting into his own head. RG3 goes down with the injury, and in the interview he says it's still RG3's team. Well, it's your team now because he's out for the season. Then I thought the Giants were going to be able to establish the run, but then it was Eli going to the air. So I think it was just, Peyton having a big game against the Seattle Seahawks. It motivated him to go out there and take more chances, so he threw the ball a lot more. So I picked the Giants, and the Giants ended up winning today, so I'm happy.
All right, Chris, as a former resident of the great state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, whatever you want to call it, you picked the Redskins, of course. Yeah. What happened in D.C.?
Well, what didn't happen is the W. The W didn't happen, and like Andy said, I was really looking for Kirk Cousins. He had a monster game in Week 3, and I was expecting big things from him. But then, on the flip side, it was only a matter of time before Eli and the Giants really came to play, and maybe I need to start picking the Giants.
All right, so who among us actually picked the Giants? Because I had the Redskins, you had the Redskins, you had the Redskins.
Me and Don Tanner. Don Tanner's up there. He shot up since last week's picks. Only had 4 wrong, so he starts off with another win this week.
So Dave has vision beyond any of us right here. But tell you what, the Week 3 winner for KUAM Pigskin Pickems, congratulations go out to Victor Chargaloff, who had the best record in Week 3. Aces and Eights is Victor's username. So congratulations, Vic. We'll be in touch with you to find out how you can get involved and keep up the really good work. Once again, if you have not registered, you can even do so, even though we're about a quarter of a way into the season. KUAM.com/Pickems is the address. Plug that URL in, register, and battle your friends and us. We're not doing so well. All right, guys, the CBS game of the week, 3 a.m. on KUAM TV 11 is going to be the Carolina Panthers at the Baltimore Ravens. Andy, what is Cam Newton going to have to do to right the ship?
I think he's just going to have to do a lot of Cam Newton stuff, because coming off of the rib injury, he just you could tell he was just a little skittish about making some of those big throws. I don't know if he had to take a little off of it just because of that vest he's wearing, or if it's sore or whatnot, but I think he's just got to beat Cam Newton. He doesn't need to run and make every play happen, but he needs to, make the passes that he can with that shotgun of an arm that he's got. And then run if he needs to. And so instead of just trying to avoid injury, I think he just really needs to go and be the old Cam Newton that had so much success.
His whole Superman gesture carries a much different message now.
Exactly, yeah.
Considering he's got protected
He needs
gear.
to get back to that Cam Newton. And of course, coming off of, a couple cracked ribs, that's going to take a little bit of time to get the core feeling all right. But I think if he gets back to his old ways, and the offense and the receivers need to step up, because they've got almost nobody in the receiving core except for Benjamin, that rookie who's going to be outstanding. Yep. Everybody else needs to step up.
All right, Dave, the Ravens have always been known for stout defense. What are they going to have to do to contain Cam Newton?
Well, I think if they disguise their blitz packages and bring different people on the blitzing side, they'll do all right, because the Panthers last week looked like they had problems picking up the blocks there. So I think Baltimore's going to do a good job at pressuring Cam Newton, and I picked Baltimore in this game.
All right, well, we go to Chris for the Sunday night football game, 10:30 a.m. in the morning, which makes perfect sense. On KUAM TV, it's going to be the New Orleans Saints heading to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Chris, Cowboys have the home field advantage, but Drew Brees doesn't normally find himself in a 1-2 position earlier in the season and everything. How's he going to play?
I think that this might be the game. Well, first of all, I want the Cowboys to win, but the statistician in me is going to go with the Saints. But the Cowboys, they got lit up by Austin Davis of the Rams. I mean, threw for almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns Week 3, and Drew Brees, I think he's like 3 Austin Davises. So, I think he's going to go to the air, of course. And the Cowboys, I mean, Romo to Bryant, the Saints double team Brian, I think that Dallas is in for a long night.
The tight ends could have a big day in this game. Jason Witten for the Cowboys, and of course Jimmy Graham, the All-Pro tight end.
Yeah. Well, last year, remember, the Saints just destroyed Dallas. They set the NFL record with 40 first downs in a game. And so the Dallas secondary this year is just not looking good. And if there's anybody that could exploit those kind of weaknesses with a weapon like Jimmy Graham and all the other receivers, it's Drew Brees.
All right, so real quick, guys, what game are you going to be paying attention to this week?
Well, I'm going with the Raiders and Dolphins just because the Raiders haven't won. The Dolphins haven't looked so good. So I'm going with the Raiders picking up that first win of the season against the Dolphins.
All right,
Eagles 49ers, man, that is a good matchup right there. It's in San Francisco, but the Eagles are red hot. But of course, the Niners, coached by Harbaugh, never count them out because they're going to step up. I'm sure their practices have been tough the past few weeks. So that's a really, really good matchup.
All right, how about you, Chris? Last word.
Chargers, Jaguars. I'm looking for Arnold Brown to get a lot of touches. He had 36, the Chargers 63 offensive touches in week 3, so I look for him to have a big game. And Chargers over Jacksonville for all my SD family.
There you go. All right, everybody, make sure to check out KUAM.com/Pickems once again. Lock in your picks and then see how you do against us and against your friends. We'll see you next week.